moving around, y'all. I mean, you know.
You're a little fidgety.
Yeah. Motherfucking, the stomach be like that. The bottom half ain't where it's supposed to be yet.
Warming up the vocals.
Yo, I was watching Bizarre on Mav Hoffa shit. It's actually a good interview, though.
I saw it.
It's chopped up.
Yeah.
But it's actually a good ass interview. I can't wait till the whole thing come out.
Yeah, because
damn.
He put out like a video a day. I mean, like a 10-minute.
And then he put the whole thing out. But he dropped the whole. Well, Nori dropped the whole Mike Tyson. I ain't watched it yet though.
Yeah.
That fan ain't gonna be an issue?
Nah, you don't hear it too much, do you?
No, not really.
Nah, it'd be good.
I know it feel good though.
Yeah, I ain't playing in this heat. I just got to do it.
Go get everybody a towel.
Hey, you gonna be all right. we ain't doing that. No, we gonna deal with the noise today.
Let's go there, bro. Let's get it going.
Yeah. Flex, ear up, buddy.
Oh shit! I was trying to get that little post together, man. My bad.
Oh, okay.
My bad. Bullshitting.
Got a couple folk falling in there already.
Check. I can hear myself. I'm good.
Turn something up, because I couldn't hear Flex.
Okay.
Turn 2 up. What's 2?
Nah, 2 is right here.
That's it. Say something, Flex.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. All right, I got it. We recording? Because you know how you do.
Yeah, we're recording. I pushed all the buttons.
Welcome.
Yes, indeed. Let's see how you like this right here.
Hey, you made me feel like I should be saying, you gotta let the beat ride a little bit, Guru.
What's happening there? It's your boy Colin Parshawn here with the people that make it happen. Y'all know what I do. I got that paint where it ain't, that seasoning with the reasoning. And we back up in here from another break. And we got a whole lot to talk about. Y'all know who the people is, but they gonna tell you anyway.
Hi, yo, what's good? It's the God Flex, the original Rule Intellect, man. Soundproof, ungroomed. Happy to be back. Let's go.
I'm feeling the beat. I can't even do
I
nothing.
knew you was gonna like
Let it ride in.
You know what I'm saying?
I knew you was gonna like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is I am him. The 18th is back. We gonna be better though. Let's go.
Yeah. Whew, these two brothers right here done had a lot going on.
Yeah, it's been exciting 2 weeks. I guess you could say that.
Going on.
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. Let's start with Flex, man. I don't even know how to open the floor for it, man. I'd rather you just go ahead and just get it jumping.
All right, so this past Monday, I was able to speak at the AFL-CIO's National Convention on behalf of Delta Airlines workers that are trying to organize to be unionized. And really, it's on behalf of the Machinists Union. They were the ones who kind of put the call out to me to get out there. So it was a big thing. It was, every union was there. For those who don't know, the AFL-CIO is kind of like the governing body over all unions. All the unions, to be recognized as a union, you have to be affiliated with the AFL. So this was their national convention in Philadelphia, and I mean, it was amazing. It was an amazing opportunity. I actually almost turned down over it's like an ego thing, but luckily
The right people.
Yeah, I sent the right person to talk to me, and I accepted the challenge, and stumbled out the gates a little bit, but I think the message got relayed. You know, people was really digging the message, man. You know what I'm saying?
Got the message.
It was beautiful, man. You know what I'm saying? I kind of even get chills even talking about it because I was so amped up. I've never had that much adrenaline pumping through me at one time. And I played sports as a kid, and this was different. This was like, it wasn't just for me. This one was kind of.
We'll wait.
My bad.
It was kind of like for everything that had came before. Like I kind of had a little chip on my shoulder with this one. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think it comes off in it. You know what I mean? So
definitely.
But
standing ovation.
Standing ovation.
While you were still talking.
While I was still talking, standing ovation. Yeah, it was dope, man. It was a dope feeling, you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why do you think you had that much adrenaline? You think it was because you was pushing something you believe in, or do you think it was just, you know, the time is right? Let me just.
Man, I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? And I had so many ups and downs, you know. So to be able to get on a stage, like I've spoken in front of, 200, 300, 400 people before, which was like crazy. You know what I'm saying? But to speak in front of that crowd, 2,000 people, a venue, and to have everybody standing up, like clapping.
Yeah.
While I'm talking, like you said, it wasn't like an after effect. It was like while I'm talking, everybody got up. So it was a good experience, It was just, you know what I mean? And it's just that the passion and the opportunity. To be honest with you, man, I was jacked up. Like I didn't sleep the night before. You know what I'm saying? I slept for like an hour. I was so live. Ralph called me in the morning. Yeah, remember you was the person I had posted on Facebook, and you like, what's going on? Like nobody really knew because it was so last second.
Yeah.
Like people don't know I got there late Sunday, 9 o'clock, 9:30 at night.
Well, Flex, we can wait. Let's just let him do what he got.
My bad. I'm trying to do something for the show, dog. My bad. Go ahead.
But I got there at 9:30 at night, and then they tell me, like the people at the AFL tell me that they need a written thing of like a transcript.
Oh.
So now it's like I had everything in my head I wanted to talk about because I like to speak from the heart. So we had to go and put some bullet points down to keep me on focus on task.
Okay, like a syllabus.
Yeah. So and I practiced it a couple times, and next it's like. And this is like at 10:30 at night, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, it's like 11:30, almost 12. I got to be back downstairs at 7:30, you know what I'm saying, to catch this ride over there. So it was good, man. But it was all God, man. I don't even like to take credit for it. That's how, you know what I'm saying. That's how amped I was. Like it was an amazing thing, man.
Yeah, I remember you was telling me about how you had like an hour of sleep, and I said you can't tell by the energy you was giving in that speech, man. It was a beautiful thing.
Man, it was like 10 degrees in this convention, bro. My back was sweating, and I ain't talking about before. I'm talking about after. Like I was so jacked up, I couldn't even come down. I was so jacked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a good experience.
Yo, you ever had one of your homeboys say some shit and you be like, that's my nigga right there?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I talked to him, like a couple hours before. And you be like, don't call me now.
Yeah. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning when you hit me. 6:30.
Yeah. And, we said what we needed to say to each other. And he went up there and did his thing, man. And like I told him before, can't nobody do it like you because they ain't take the losses you took.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, somebody might have took the losses, but we took some losses, man. And he took more than just shit on the top. You know what I'm saying? It changed his life in a lot of ways. So when he spoke, and listening to him speak, it was like I feel everything he was saying because I know the losses he took, the sacrifices he made to get up there and just speak. He can't get up there and do nothing written. I tell anybody that, man. You want the truth, man. Don't let them write it down.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of people, and I ain't here to knock nobody that was up there, but it was a lot of written. It was a lot of,
I was reading.
Yeah, you could just tell. Only thing that was missing was somebody saying the period. You know what I mean? But like, if you want to hear the real from somebody, man, just let them talk, and they gonna come real.
Yeah.
And he's learned over the years, how to control what words not to say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I ain't curse.
Yeah, like
I know that.
Body language was dope. He wasn't, talking too much with his hands. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I thought about that too. One of them had either I was gonna not talk with my hands or I was gonna curse. Yeah,
one like
I got to do one.
He just held the podium. You know what I'm saying?
So had to hold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm proud of you, bro. Like always. You know what I'm saying? You did your thing, and I hope the people that you were talking to ain't standing up because it was on, it was on broadcast. I hope they really understood what time it is and what's needed to go to the next level if people want protection from these corporations.
Right.
Yeah.
And to give people a scale of just to understand this, like Joe Biden spoke in the exact same spot the next day. Exact same podium, exact same stage, exact same everything. So it's like just to give you scale on how big that was.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm just blessed to be somebody who was chose for it.
Yo, Biden probably was like, I'm gonna steal something from his speech. I'm gonna get up there and take a little something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I know I was happy. I said, look, we done made it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely. I
know what I'm
appreciate
saying?
that love.
Oh,
and the
man,
love that
that's-
I've been getting, like
Yeah,
for real, man.
That's what you deserve that though, man.
I appreciate
indeed,
it. I
man.
appreciate it.
Yeah, you deserve that.
Yeah. My mom was amped up, man. She
That's
she had
her
a funeral
baby.
to
You
go.
know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's her
saying?
baby.
That's her baby.
I'm a stun on her. I hope she don't see this one, but she had to go to. She was like, man, I was watching to the last minute. I was so excited. I walked out the house. I go to the funeral and I looked down about an hour into the funeral and she said she had mismatched shoes on.
That's good though.
She said they was both black, baby, but they wasn't
She
the
was
same.
focused, she was focused on the show.
They was right and left. She good. She good.
Focus on the show.
Shout out to moms, man.
Real. Word up.
Shout out. Tamika, Tamika said, welcome back, Lil Feet, and great job, Flex.
What up, though? We gonna get
What
you
up,
back on the
though,
show,
right?
Yes,
man.
indeed.
We'll get you
yes,
back on
indeed.
here.
18, what's been happening with you, brother?
Where do we start, man? You know what I'm saying?
We got time.
May 28th, 2022. You know what I'm saying? I had emergency surgery. My appendix had ruptured. And now we're in recovery of that. I don't know if a lot of people understand what could happen to you in that moment that your appendix ruptures. Like the appendix is something in the body that as you're younger, you need it. But as you get older, it's just in you. Like it kind of holds poison, things like that. But when it ruptures, all these poisons can get in your blood. And if it get in your blood and you can't get to the hospital fast enough, we'll be talking about you in past tense. And that literally, I was 2 hours away from that. Like, I went home from work, took a nap. I'm telling everybody how, what went down. I went home, I got home from work, took a nap, and I woke up, had to pee. So I go to the bathroom to pee, and it's coming out of me like acid. Like I got tears in my eyes. I'm trying to push it all out. I'm wondering what the fuck going on. Like I have never felt nothing like this in my life. You know what I'm saying? It's coming out of my dick, so immediately I go to, like, yo, what the fuck
I'm going to get this checked.
Man, what? Like, one thing I always say, if he wants you to know something, he know how to get you. He will sit you down when he needs you to.
Yeah, for sure.
So I grab my keys. I get to I run lights, stop signs, all that. I'm scared at this point. I'm not even in pain. I'm scared. Get to the doctor. I walk into the hospital and I'm loud with it. Like, yo, I got fire coming out my dick. I need to see a doctor. So
Right.
people looking at me like, damn. Like, my thought process was, I know what it's not. So I don't know what y'all. I don't even care what y'all think. Half y'all ain't got insurance.
They like,
I'm just saying. So, they take my blood, all that. I watched the entire Game 7, Miami and Boston. I'm sitting there in the lobby. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep my mind positive. Like I said, I'm going to die and get an antibiotic. They're going to send me home, whatever. So they get me to the back. The doctor come back there and he was like, yo, you having any pains in your stomach or something like that? I said, nah, I think I got a hernia, you know what I'm saying, from working out, whatever. I said, but I'm good. Like I had a pain a couple weeks ago, but it's gone.
right.
And he was like, well, you don't have hernia. So I'm, at this point, all my spidey senses up. Like, what you mean I ain't got hernia? Like, what is this guy got going on? He said, you have ruptured your appendix and you're not going home. Nurse, prepare him for emergency surgery. It's, at this time, it's like maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I need to make a couple calls so somebody know where I am. And I got to get my mother here at this point because I'm having emergency surgery. So just the questions they start asking you, man, and I'm asking everybody, if you anything I say right now, if you don't have that in your life, please get it, because it's this shit was so real to me, bro. Like, he was like, you got a living will? I'm like, nah. He shook his head. Like, he trying to not judge me, but he understand, like, what could happen right now. Because, you know, they got me drinking this compost. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I'm drinking this as he's asking me questions. And it all comes back to why I'm drinking this shit. So then he was like, you got emergency contact. You know, I'm not from here. I'm from Detroit. So my emergency contact is, if it ain't one of y'all, it's my ex-wife. You know what I'm saying? So I put her name down, whatever. I think I called you then. No, I still ain't called you, have I?
No.
So I called her. Like, yo, I'm in the hospital. I'm about to have surgery. Emergency surgery. They say I ruptured my appendix. I ain't gonna front, bro. At this point, I don't even really know what the fuck the appendix is. I done heard it in time, you know, but I don't fucking know.
A lot of people don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm drinking this compost. He asked me a couple more questions, life insurance, anything I need to, you know, any really important phone calls I need to make right now. Like, he giving me all this shit, scaring the shit out of me at this point. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. So he tell the nurse, like, yo, he prepare him for emergency surgery. So I'm like, I'm like, for what? You know what I'm saying? But he went off to handle two more. It's two people ahead of me at this point.
Okay.
So he go to handle them, but they got me drinking this compost. I got to sit on it for an hour. So I sit on that for an hour. Then they put me in a seat to have a CT scan. While I had this scan, they can actually see what it does. It lights up your insides. They can actually see that it has ruptured at this point. So at this point, he already in surgery, but they can't rush me back to the surgery because he already in surgery. So it's literally the poison is coming out in my body. You know what I'm saying? But it's holes in the appendix at that point. It's not completely blowed open.
Right.
So they preparing me for surgery and all this, and they got into complications. My ab muscles the bottom two are too big. See, what they usually do with appendix, they make a little slit in you, and they take the macro thing,
like a little laser type,
and they get in and pull it out. But they couldn't do that because they said my abs were too close, because my bottom two were just too big. So he said, we have to literally cut you open, and literally we might have to cut one of your abs to get it, because this is a one-shot deal at this point, because they couldn't pull it between my abs, because if anything happened, it's already open.
It's in there.
So
in your body.
They had to go up under everything. You know, they pull everything out. They, you know, treat you, you know, like Thanksgiving and shit. So they pull everything out, and they had to go up under my ab to pull it out. But he said as he was pulling it out, it was leaking so much that he said if I would have waited 2 hours before I got to the hospital, he asked me the questions like, do you live with somebody? Do people, you know, come up to your house? Things like that. I'm like, nah, people don't really come to my house unless they're invited. I don't work like that. Right. He said, if this would have bust completely, if you would have been at home, you wouldn't have been able to drive, because I drove myself to the doctor. He said, the pain would have been so much. He said, if your phone went in your hand, ain't no telling if you would have been able to get to your phone and call 911. So at this point, even if I can call 911, they still have to find a way to get in my house. Right. He said, I probably would have died. He said, because once the poison gets in your blood, it's a race against time to get all that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, that scared the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying? Just thinking that, you know, y'all could be talking about me in past tense. Just like I said, when he want to get you to the doctor as a man, that pee burning, you going to the doctor, like, for real. Like, anything else you might try to shrug off. That pee burning, you going to the doctor. So I did that. Now I done had the surgery. Now I'm in the most vulnerable state of my life right now. I've never been at this point where my mental and my physical is just at ground zero. I don't want to be seen by nobody. You know what I'm saying? Of course, my brother bring my mother to me. He's never seen me in this state. My mother's never seen me in this state. So it changes me. It changed me, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, so everybody can take a deep breath and relax, because I'm getting phone calls and people just want to know the information of what happened. It didn't come from drinking. It didn't come from smoking. What happens is sometimes the appendix can just get irritated like that, just from your everyday life. Like, you might turn a certain way and you never know. Like, so that happened that way. I didn't drink myself into this, and I didn't smoke myself into this. It just what it was. And what he said was, the appendix usually it calms itself down. You know what I'm saying? Like if you dehydrated, your pee lets you know that because it got that little burning feeling. That's just poison coming out of your body from your appendix. That's what that is.
Okay.
But usually people rehydrate themselves and it goes away. He said my shit was so inflamed that it went into defense mode, and that's why it ruptured, because it was so irritated and it never went back down. And I was taking pain pills at one point, just thinking at this point I still think I got a hernia.
Right.
So I'm taking pain pills for something that I ain't even got. You know what I'm saying?
Masking, yeah.
I'm masking something that's totally
Get
different than what
worse.
I think I got. You know what I'm saying? And he said it never went back down, and that was it, bro. Like, I got a funny story to tell y'all though. So I don't think I told you. So I'm waiting in the waiting room and shit, right? But I just want to thank everybody that reached out to me through Instagram, Facebook, whatever, just to see if I'm all right. I am better. I won't say I'm good because I know I'm not. I done lost 14 pounds rapidly. So I got a lot of things mentally going on and physically still going on right now. But I just like to thank everybody that reached out to me. I really appreciate it. So I got 2 hours. I'm just finding out I got to have surgery, right? I done drink this compost. So now I'm just waiting on my turn in line. And they got my IVs attached to the wall and shit, right? So I'm in the bed, and I got to piss. But I'm in a makeshift room at this point. So I can't get up to go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
You told me this.
So it's a bucket. They got like towels and shit in it or something. So I turned into MacGyver on the motherfucker. So I done threw the bucket down and threw the towels and shit on the floor. So I done peed in the bucket, right? But I can't reach the sink because I'm still got these IVs on me. I'm stuck to the wall pretty much.
Right.
But in the middle of me peeing, I got a shit, right? But like I said, I can't go nowhere. So I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? I can't hold it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I grabbed my T-shirt, my little tank top that I had on under my clothes. I shits in the T-shirt, right? So check it. I got a T-shirt full of shit.
Bruh.
I got a T-shirt full of shit, and I got a bucket full of pee in my hand. So look, I take the bucket, and I throws the bucket to the sink, and it don't splash. You know what I'm saying? It hit in the sink. It's good, but I still got this fucking T-shirt full of shit, right?
Yo, where your nurse?
So
Where your button to call for a nurse?
you know what? It's so crazy because I had a button. I ain't even think about that shit. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I don't even want the nurse to see this shit, right? So
And she don't want to see
I
it.
dump my clothes out of the bag they give you, to put your stuff, your personals in.
That's your trash bag.
I put the shirt in the trash bag. And so when she came in the room, she like, you need anything? I said, well, that's not water in that bucket over there. That's pee. I said, but this right here, this is this toxic right here. I said, you need to throw this all away. She's like, what's that? I said, well, I had the shit and I'm attached to the wall, so I had the shit in my shirt. You know what I'm saying? So she just, she wanted to be like, you a nasty motherfucker. But
Nurses see it all, dog.
But she was thankful that I ain't do it all on the floor and shit, because she got to clean that shit up.
Right.
So she just took the bag, put it in the, the toxic shit, and went on.
Biohazard.
Yeah, but I still got shit in my ass. Cause I couldn't wipe it all
wipe
out.
it.
Gritty.
Yeah, I'm all fucked up, right? So before I go to surgery, I'm telling the doc, like, yo, can I just be cleaned up before I go? He was like, what's wrong? I said, well, I had an accident downstairs. I ain't never get to wipe. You know what I'm saying? So he laughing at me at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that's fucked up that you laughing at. Like, they had to shave me and shit. Like, it was crazy, bro, but I'm here, man, and I didn't have to be, but he gave me another shot. This is my second time, you know what I'm saying, kind of, I guess, fucking with death, I guess. You know what I'm saying? What happened, 3 years ago now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That
so-
ain't been that long. That
it
was
was
last summer.
Nah.
No, that was the first time we was down there. Yeah.
So,
That was like 3 or 4 years ago.
So it's like, I'm telling fellas, man, because usually it's us.
We don't go to no doctors.
If something lingering, man, more than like 3 days, go to the doctor, man. Like, stop. We can't mask everything with weed, Hennessy, and aspirin and shit. Like, you gotta go. And these checkups and all that shit. Women too, man. You gotta go. Women go to the doctor more than men. You know what I'm saying? But you know, but we got to change our lookout on that shit, man. And I ain't about to sit up here and I guess. Hey man, just go, man. Cause when it's time for you to go, you don't want to go off something that you could have prevented. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real. Like I didn't know that's what rest in peace, Lonnie. That's what he died from.
Yeah, same thing.
You know what I'm saying? And he happened to be in his 70s. Like when I walked the halls, cause walking is still kind of hard for me. When I walk the halls in the hospital and everybody's on my floor is an appendix patient.
Okay.
But my doctor even said it. He was like, none of these people look like you. He said, you're in great shape. He said, look at these people, old, obese. And he was just trying to hype me up for my recovery because he was like, you gonna make a full recovery. He could see it in my face. Like, I'm like, yo, this gonna change me. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never been through nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But he did say some shit to me that I think we all need to hear, though. He said, you got insurance. I said, yeah. He said, no, I know. Now you got to get paid. You know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, I know. Yeah. He was like, but you don't use it. He said, you pay for insurance every month. He said, how long you been at your job? I tell him. Like, he checking me, but he doing it a professional way. He said, so you've been paying insurance to somebody for 22 years. How many times you think you've been to the doctor in 22 years? And I was like, I probably can count on one hand. He said, you need to change how you living. He said, you need to change how you living. He said, because it ain't about the money for me. He said, I'm going to get mine.
Right.
He said, but I'd rather have the life saved than that. I got my bill. Shit was $75,000, bro. $75,000 just, and I was in the hospital for 5 days. $75,000.
Ooh, that's a big grip.
I just looked at the last page. It was like -$3.03. So I was like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? But just think about it, man. If we do, man, we got insurance and we don't use it. So we got to change that. But that's enough about me, man. Like I said, I thank everybody that reached out to me. If I ain't hit you back right away, man, sometimes I be tired. Even to this day, like I be tired. So, I know what the conversation going to be about. And I said I don't appreciate people asking me. But it's just sometimes I'm trying to get my mind off of it. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with everything I got to deal with. But just know I appreciate everybody that reached out to me. But let's get the show going.
Okay. All right.
Just like that.
Just like
See how he segued right into the...
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him to do that. I've been working on him, but I got to show him how it's done.
I just put
and everybody, this green tea. I ain't back to drinking and smoking yet. This green tea.
I just push.
What you got on that card over there, bro? What you got for us today?
We got a lot, man. It's been a couple weeks, man, so we got a lot to talk about. We can start let's start off at the top. Let's talk about about 2 weeks ago, we had a Atlanta rapper that got killed. Got shot in the car in the parking lot in an apartment complex after visiting a young lady. Now, after everything came out, everybody was saying the shooter, which he turned himself in, was the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend that just broke up a day prior to the young lady he went to see. And so when all this stuff came out, everybody was like, well, who's to blame? Who's at fault? I remember we posted it in the group, and we had a couple guys that were brought up. They were saying they was taught that, and don't go to a woman's house. Or if you go, have some kind of protection because women set guys up all the time. A lot of people were saying that the girl is at fault for having him over there after she just broke up with this guy. So it was a lot of different views on that, and I'm interested to hear what y'all thought about that.
You want to go?
Yeah, I can.
Go ahead.
I mean, first of all, rest in peace to Trouble.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's a sad situation. He lost his life over. But I remember being in my 20s. Maybe some 30s too. And like sometimes when we're younger, I'm not doing that with you, we kind of feel invincible.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we forget that even if the person can't outbox you, that he still ain't scared to shoot. Because I done been in a situation, I ain't gonna lie to you. People talk about, oh, yo, don't go do this. I had one of my OGs tell me as I was at somebody's dropping, like he was dropping me off at somebody's crib, you know, on a situation after a night in Minnesota, that don't go in that man's house and this, that, man, this nigga's a sucker.
Right.
Like, you can't beat me. But I was like, mind you, I was only about 25 when this happened.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I definitely was still a kid. But like, I know I done been in situations where I done rolled the dice, man. And like I tell you all the time, I'm just glad that the Most High never took his hands off me, because I've done. Like, you end up dead in the ditch, man, when you don't think with the right head.
Yeah.
Word.
You know.
Definitely.
So you got to be careful, man. I wouldn't just caution my young boys to, you know, not go to somebody's house, but you got to understand they'll think with the right head.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we don't always do that. You know what I mean? As men in general, not just young boys. Cause I know some old heads that still violent too.
Yo.
That's not me though. I don't be wilding no more, man. I'm out here cooling, chilling.
Oh man.
Cautious of going to anybody's house is how I live. Man, woman, I don't know everything that go on with you. You know what I'm saying? So at the point, I ain't never been one to like really like staying a night out of people's cribs. Like as a grown man, I just always feel like take your ass home. You know what I'm saying? But I sleep better in my own bed. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you gotta just you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's her fault. I'm not gonna say it's his fault, because unless she set him up for that to happen, I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, he died.
Right.
Am I the one to go to somebody's house like that? Being who he is, I think he should have been a little more cautious in his surroundings. But that might, you know, this where he from. You know
I'm from Buffalo, man. Everything's a setup.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean,
for a long time.
That's
the way my head is wired. Everything's a setup.
But that's the trauma we grew up with.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? So,
because
because I've been tapped on my foot before with a heater. Like, man, you need to get up out of here. Like, thank the brother for sparing me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm in there butt naked. Like, the same shit with him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, we ain't together no more. So but I'm young though. I'm in my 20s.
Right. And
brother tapped me on my foot. You need to get up out of here. Naked. Get up out of here. And I get my clothes on. I'm talking about my shit already on the outside. I walk out naked. You know what I'm saying? Thank the brother for sparing my life. But as I got older, I understood that, hey man,
I ain't had no business in there.
I ain't had no business over there no way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
and take them type of lessons.
So now I'm cautious with anybody else, man. Like, I go see the homie, I might circle the block a couple times. I might recon the house before I even stop.
Man, I'm cautious who I even let in my crib.
And that's it too.
You,
yeah,
man.
like,
because everybody ain't used to getting good smash. So y'all know how to act when you get it.
And the thing is, like, like, we need to ask. We both, like, I think men and women, when we get to knowing each other, we need to ask some real questions. Like, yo, what's the relationship between you and if you got kids? And like, what you got going on? Like, tell me the real. Like, y'all done? Or, you know, he hit it, he's still hitting it. Like, let me know so I know how to move for
that
myself.
Transparency is important.
Like, that shit real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if the last nigga you with was a dope dealer and he's still calling you, I'm not coming over there.
Right.
And I'm saying all dope dealers is killers. I'm not saying that, but I'm not putting myself in that situation.
Right. He ain't got
I don't know, man. What'd he sell?
It all depends. Yeah, you know,
I'm
see,
just
that's how we look at it though.
I'm playing. But y'all know what the reason why I said that, because we look at it.
Like, women say, well, he crazy. And sometimes
I'm gonna take you for that.
You got to, but we might look at him like, man, sucker, he crazy to you. Like,
he crazy, but he ain't stupid.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
but I think that's a young. It should be.
I'm trying to tell you, but
that's what I'm thinking. Because a lot of that happened with me in my 20s.
Yeah, and
I think it's just when you get to a certain age, you just make better decisions.
But you know what though? It's still women out here in their 40s writing on cars, man. So I mean,
that too.
It all depends, bro. Like, you can't put the whole thing in all the time. That's what I always say.
Yo, you know,
you can't be
and
in
you
there.
definitely got to be careful with the young women, the young chicks.
Oh yeah, they very volatile.
Yeah, I don't mess with those. That's why I don't mess with you.
But but shit, you gotta think about the old heads too. Like, some men once they get to buying you shit and all that,
Yeah,
man,
they feel like they own it.
hell yeah,
You part of the property.
Don't let them have a baby together, you know, because that's always she always mine. I'd have been in situations like that, bro, where chick done had a baby with a dude, and he just always feel like that's his. You know what I'm saying?
Revolving door.
So you like, but you know, it's some if he feeling like that, to me he's still in it.
Yeah, because you allow him that space.
You know what I'm saying? Like you entertaining whatever he doing. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So just be careful out here, man. That's what I gotta say on that. Be careful.
Yeah, I can't say I ever felt like I was being set up. I think here, my experience at most places you went to, it was some places you just didn't go by yourself anyway. So if you met a chick in Bowen Homes, Thomasville, Mechanicsville, stuff like that, when you pull up, they out there staring at you like, who is this? You gonna think about it then, like, is it really worth it? Or,
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Let me go and get up out of here and call you. I'm gonna catch up with you.
Meet me downtown.
Yeah.
When I was a young boy, I pulled up on a chick in Vine City, and I didn't know. So I go back to work the next day, like, yo, I was chilling. I'm telling a story on some. I was excited, like, yo, I was buying this third.
What is you doing?
I was in Vine City. And I remember my homeboy Greg Jackson. Shout out to him. I love him like a brother, for real, for real. Yo, he was like, bro. He said, hey, baby bro, don't you ever go back over in Vine City again. And I'm looking like,
right,
what?
Yeah.
What? He was, you ain't know what you. I was like, no. Did nobody say nothing to you? I said, no. I just got out the car, act like I was supposed to be. You know what I mean? I was minding my business.
What's that, zone 4 or
That's
1?
three. That's
Vine City.
That's 3, I believe.
I don't know, but I'm telling you, by the time they finished talking to me, I had to tell baby girl, like, yo, you know, we gotta find another link spot.
Like, you know, but
Yeah.
like you even got to be careful who you let come to your house. So I mean,
That too.
Yeah,
she seemed cool.
Yeah.
Ain't none of them cool.
shit, it's different, man. It's different.
Ain't none of them
It's
cool,
different.
man.
Especially now when you touch that crazy button. Once you
Man.
touch that crazy button at the bottom,
Like you say, you
Yeah.
can't stick it
You
all
put the
way
whole
in there.
thing in, you choke a man. Hey,
yeah.
See that you messing their head up, man.
I mean, everybody choking me these days. That's
Yeah.
normal
You got
sex
time
now,
down
bro.
now.
Yeah,
We tying up now.
Yeah, see, we on some. But all right, move on, bro. Yeah.
Oh shit, you got you know what I mean?
You like that? Say sir after the next time.
Yeah.
All right, since we on the kind of relationship
Yeah,
type
crazy
stuff,
already.
since we're on the relationship type stuff, let's throw this out there. Do you think your single friends push you in the area to where they kind of keep you single? Versus if all your friends was married and you was the only single guy, how would you move versus everybody single and just
Not mine. I'm gonna say that. Not mine. But I have been in circles where, you know, you got to be a strong man to just get your ass up and go home. You know what I'm saying? But not mine. My friends, you do what you're gonna do, man. Like, we make grown man decisions in our circle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what you did, so don't come with your head down when you get, you know, caught or whatever. You know what you did. Like, we done told each other, like, yo, stop fucking with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we done said that to each other. We hold each other accountable for what's popping.
Accountability is big.
So if you want to get out in these streets and do you, understand, I got a couch, man, but that shit only about 30 days.
yeah, ain't gonna be forever. Ain't gonna be forever.
I'm gonna tell you, it's funny that you say that because I feel like
And Flex, you done had a couple people through your house, bro.
everybody
Let's talk about
stayed
that.
in my
I'd have been one of them.
everybody done stayed in my
I'd have been
crib.
one of them.
Yeah, come on through, dog. I got some Hennessy over there, man. Let's go through the I told you so speech.
One bedroom.
Yeah,
8 bags. I'd have been one of them. So I know what time it is. You know what I'm saying?
I think all of my friends always push me to get in a relationship and have a kid. I think that's what everybody kind of want to see from me. I think that's where people see me. So even my wildest of homeboys, they be like, "Oh, bro, you gotta have a kid.
Like,
Yeah, we need a little flex running around here, man. That'd be dope." All of us, I be hearing them talking all this. I be seeing all of us, and I be the only one sitting there changing diapers and can't sleep at night. And not saying that there's nothing wrong with that, but that's what I hear when I hear everybody saying that. You know, they be on me hard about having a seed.
I get the same thing. And I think it comes to a level where people look at you and they see how much you affect other people around you.
Yeah.
And I think they be like, "Oh, you need to be married. You need to have some
Yeah.
kids." And I'm like, "Man, can you just pump your brakes?
Like
a
relax
little
on my
bit,
life, bro. You thinking too much of my life. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm living through you, brother. Well, let me
Stop
live.
living. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing. What you doing?
Yeah, you gonna do your thing. Let me do mine.
My homeboy Gary be on me all the time, like consistently.
But-
he always on me about that, man.
But do I have friends who, regardless of what level of happiness I am in my life, who would put you in situations of some bullshit?
Oh, they don't care.
Absolutely.
As long as you look, it's the thing. As long as y'all out, I know I can do this.
Yo.
And I can do this, and he ain't gonna say nothing, or he gonna help me and guide me in this.
It's to the point with me now. All I want to do is go to cigar lounge. Man. I know it's calm.
Right.
I get it.
We probably the babies in that motherfucker, so I ain't
Yeah,
got to
we
worry
are.
about that shit.
Yeah,
You know what
that's
I'm saying?
real. That's
and
real.
it's just chill. But I done been in some situations where I'm like, yo, we ain't got no business being here, man. Like this is bad. And I'll be the single one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I just be looking like, yo, I'm not even comfortable with this shit, man. Like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know. I think everybody's wife though is always happy when like they hang out with me.
that ain't the same for me though.
Yeah.
And you know, but it know what it is. It's crazy because I be like, yo, I be the one with the logic, but
Right.
Yeah, my married friends like they be yo yeah if he going and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like whoa I'm so
Like-
glad they
like,
look at me
yeah,
like that.
and I just
but,
definitely
But
don't
I am
like
gonna tell you though like hey man ain't nothing out here like for my friends that wanna man what you think man
Man.
you got it good I be telling listen man listen you don't want this life.
I know.
I want this life.
What Fonte say? I know a lot of married men that want to be single, and a lot of single men that want to be married.
Yeah man.
Yeah.
Like for real, like that's what it is.
It's real.
But as far as
Grass ain't greener on the other side. It's greener when you water it.
I appreciate my friends that tap me on the shoulder more, and I appreciate the ones that want to take a shot when I'm out here doing some bullshit.
Yeah.
So that's how I live, and I try to keep that. All right, bro. Like I
Have
don't
you-
tell nobody what to do. I be like, but you understand the consequences of this shit. Now. This shit real.
Right.
Have you always been like that? Did it take a time for you to be like, well, nah, you can't tell me what this is?
Obviously,
You always been the
obviously,
type?
I haven't always been like that because I had adultery in my marriage. So I mean, no, you know what I'm saying.
But did you have the right people around you telling you like? You need
I'm
to
a
chill?
person that do dirt on his own.
Okay.
So whatever I'm gonna do, you're not gonna see it. I'm not gonna put y'all in a situation
Right.
where y'all got to answer
Right.
questions for
Right.
me.
I feel you on that.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I
I've
just
always
whatever
been
I do on my own.
So y'all heard that? You cannot call Ralph and say, hey, if somebody asks you, I
Yeah.
was with you on.
Yeah, you can. I mean, but I'm the friend that I'm not. Your girls are not gonna call me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I'm just the one. They like he gonna lie for him anyway, knowing that I might not even fucking know. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm just not gonna answer the phone. Like that's y'all shit. Don't call me. I'm not doing that. Cause I don't know. You know, from what I hear, I've been in a lot of places that my ass been at the crib, but it is what it is. You know
Not
what I'm
with me. I don't be doing nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So
Like, remember the other night we was at?
Nope,
What you
nope,
talking?
nope, nope, nope,
Hey,
nope.
remember the other night we
yeah.
were?
Now I done had a situation like that for real.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yo, I done had some. Yo, let's
See,
move
they
on,
ain't
man.
think about it.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
move
why
on.
don't y'all? Yeah, but
I ain't always been who I am today, and I'm glad me and my closest friends done grown from the shit we used to do, and that's real.
I've never done anything in that. Just to let y'all know, I wasn't there. That's right.
Technically, you weren't.
I wasn't.
For real.
I wasn't there.
Hey, I got a funny one.
I'm always doing the right thing. I'm the person doing the right thing.
I got a funny one. Remember the watch? Yo. Hey man, you get closer to people, man, in bad times, bro.
I did what? Huh?
Yo, my phone ring. I better make another call. Like shit was crazy.
Yeah.
We was younger
Don't-
though.
see, that's the thing. Don't be passing this stuff off to me because I
yo,
don't be knowing.
We was real young, man. It's just stupid, man. But you know,
Man.
That's funny to watch.
yeah, man. I done the watch. That's what we gonna call that shit. The watch.
I really want to comment something else, but I'm not gonna do it. I know you know what I'm talking about. I'm gonna tell you after the show. Remind me because I'm old and I forget. But I'll tell you what I wanted to say about that.
But you know, it's a lot of, and especially in married couples, some wives don't want some of their husbands to hang out. Vice versa, wives and husbands don't want their friends to hang out with certain single friends.
You know why? Cause the pillow talking.
Yeah.
Men sit there and tell their friends business to their wives and their girlfriends. It's I don't even understand this shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
that's what they do. Oh man, he was out here wild and blah blah blah. But this the man you always out with. She's judging his character off something you done told her. You know what I'm saying?
I'll even go on the flip side of that. Sometimes when they hear about all the good stuff this dude doing for you, as soon as y'all break up, they coming in. They trying to holler at you. I done seen that happen a lot of times.
I ain't seen that happen a lot.
Ooh, I seen that
I ain't
happen
seen
a
that
lot.
happen a lot.
But with Flex, don't look at me like that.
I ain't see
It's not
that.
my story.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
your
saying,
thing. You say
I've
you stick
seen
to it.
I've experienced it.
That's
It
your
happens.
story.
Yeah, it happens. So bottom line, keep your business to yourself.
Pretty much.
When you with somebody, keep your business to yourself. We gonna move on.
Yeah. Act right, y'all.
Yeah, I had right in these streets, man. Talking about these streets. Do you all think we got all these mass shootings, and most of them are happening with teenagers? These cats is like right at 18 years old. Do you think the parents should be held accountable, especially if they still within their household?
I go first. I think anybody under 18, yeah. And the reason I feel like that because you're not an adult, even by government standards. You're not an adult. Now, what the punishment should be, it all depends on, what they investigate and find. Like the young man in Oxford, Michigan, who shot up the 10 kids at the school. They, parents went on a run, but they got text messages between him and his parents. All the signs needed.
Right.
That somebody needed to step in and get him. And it's like they just didn't do nothing about it. So when he did that shit, they went on a run. They got their ass too, though. Shit like that need to be prosecuted just like they pulled the trigger. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got no signs, like you don't know what kids thinking out, these days. But if you ain't got no signs and the kid just end up going to the school and wilding out, I don't know how you do that. Like I think all if the kid's alive when they get them, we going straight as an adult with the punishment though.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that shit about he wasn't mentally stable. Y'all ever notice how all these mass shooting, the kid is always mentally unstable. But when we get out here in these streets, and I'm talking about us as people, but they black people's all killers in society for some reason.
Right.
They take that off the table immediately. That he's mentally stable in everything. You ever notice that kind of shit? You know what I'm saying? So I think if the kid, if he under 18, man, the parents need to be some. I don't know what the punishment can be, but I think something needs to happen because you can't be accountable for everything your kids do. I understand that, but how does a kid bring a assault rifle in your house and you don't know? I couldn't even bring fucking playing cards in my house without my mom and my pops know. So
right.
You talking about,
right.
If my Monopoly game didn't have no dice in it, they want to know where the dice was.
Where the dice at? You out there gambling, huh?
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Flex.
Man, this is so tough.
That's tough.
This is so tough. This is so tough, and I just want to kind of bounce and piggyback off some of the stuff that you said though.
Right.
My parents was definitely like good people, good citizens when it comes to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely didn't know everything that came in and out of their house.
Yeah.
And I was a pretty solid kid, you know what I'm saying. All my friends weren't,
Right.
but if I was to tell on myself now, my mom would be disappointed about the stuff that came through 435.
See, my parents was nosy as fuck.
My mother is the most nosiest person in the world, but because I really was a solid kid, you know what I'm saying, that made solid decisions.
They wouldn't have a microscope on it.
Yeah, I don't think she snooped this hard on everybody.
Oh man, she ain't give a fuck. I had
know what I'm
I
saying?
had an older brother.
I am the oldest though, so
Yeah,
I'm
see what
like the first one coming through.
Yeah, see, I had an older
Mama-
brother. He went through all kind of shit. So
Exactly.
my mama she wasn't going for it.
Yeah, so
I was a middle kid, so I got away with. They was like, what up?
yeah, I can honestly say if my parent, and I don't even know how I would have reacted, because sometimes peer pressure is harder than dealing with. Like how you feel about what your peers think about you is bigger than how you feel about what your parents are saying, because you feel like they always on you anyway.
Of course, yeah. But it's a completely different compartment.
Yeah,
Completely different.
But some of the things that I was like, I don't want to say I was involved in, but some of the stuff that I was around, I don't think that they fully understood. Because even the wildest kids that I hung with was like, they presented as good kids.
Right.
Like, you knew someone were like, he wild. Like, I didn't, my mom didn't have people to say, I don't like you hanging with him.
Shit.
Once I got to be like 13 or 14, like, that's the stop, because I hung with different kids.
Yeah.
But them different kids was, wow.
All my older friends, my mom was like, nah, you can't come in the house.
Yeah.
All my older friends, they was like, nah.
So to say that we should just be taxing parents for some things, I agree. Like, you know, you need to have some idea what your kid was going. But I also remember, and maybe I'm just being naive, that my parents didn't really understand. You know, but they was like, well, you know, it looked like he doing the right thing. Maybe he trying to get them right. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to say, yeah, we could just, you got to go after parents too. In that situation that you were talking about in the shooting in Massachusetts, I believe you said it was.
No, it's Oxford, Michigan.
Oxford, Michigan. Yeah, Oxford, Michigan. Yeah, that was right. I remember it specifically now. We're the ones that ran.
They ran.
Like, yeah, they should be held. I think people should be held accountable to what they know.
Yeah, absolutely.
In those situations, you have to, especially if you know something and you didn't do anything to stop it, then you are just as liable as your kid. Yeah. Like, at that point, you're an accomplice, because I can be in the car with somebody who go out and shoot somebody. Y'all make me an accomplice quick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like, just to kind of I don't want that to be a blanket thing. Laws and rules are funny.
Very funny.
You know what I'm saying? And they're not always applicable the same. And that's the problem I always have with things, because like you said, everybody black is automatically a threat. It's automatic. You don't even have to have a gun. You don't have to have any weapons.
Right.
And you are a threat to whoever. But I think that's because of what the root, you know, I'm in the root cause analysis. The root of the whole police force is the slave patrol.
Right.
So of course rules are going to apply different to us. You know what I mean? But that's tough.
I would say everything y'all saying. I would say yes to the fact of, if you have any knowledge of it. I always want to go back to Buffalo, because that really, the way that the nation handled it, the way that the media handled it, it still makes me sick to this day. Because I saw a TikTok video of this military cat, white guy, and he was like, how did this dude, this 18-year-old, get a hold of all of these guns and ammunition? So what he
in New York State.
In New York State. So he went and he tallied up the cost of what it was for all this stuff, this tactical gear, the guns, the ammo. He tallied up, it was like over $15,000.
$15,000.
How are you gonna bring $15,000 worth of stuff into this house? And he got this manifesto, he got this gun with all this stuff written on there. And you mean to tell me, and then they come out and say he was mentally ill from COVID. Y'all knew something was going on with this brother. Y'all knew something was up with this. In situations like that, I really feel like the parents have to be held accountable in some kind of way. But also go back to, like we just said, in our households, you wasn't closing no doors.
Yeah.
You wasn't, you know.
You better be changing your clothes.
Right.
And that was
our parents was in all our business, but I can also say I've seen white kids get all the privacy they want. If they tell their parents, leave me alone, and the parents, okay.
I seen with black kids too, though. I'm not gonna put that on like that. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't had no black kids who could do that.
Yeah, I tell their parents, I'm be honest,
leave them alone.
Right.
Like,
every parent I knew with a kid, as a kid,
neighborhood with a
but you know what? You know, a lot of these people that I done seen that with, they grew up with the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That was they.
Yeah. So do you think it's an economic thing?
On how raising kids?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Well,
in the situation of being because I think economically, if I'm understanding you right, economically, when people are a little more well off, they give their kids a little more leeway.
Yeah. They feel like the way they were, and I don't know, because my mama worked for every fucking thing, but in the situations I've witnessed, the stress level is different. So the patience is more, parents have more.
Yeah, they got less shit to worry about on the outside.
They rather correct it and go back to doing whatever they was doing versus, and in my household, it was discipline. You know what I'm saying? It was discipline came. You might got your ass whooped.
Right.
Verbal abuse, all that. Like my mama, little lady, you seen her?
I did.
I'm scared of her to death though. Like my mother, she made me think like it was real. You know what I'm saying? So I guess for me to see my parents go to work so hard, and then I bring that kind of shit to them, I see it when I'm raising my own kids. Like, I'm out here all fucking day, and I can't get you just to do right in fucking school. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here sweating, and they don't know what I do for a living at the time.
Right.
But my patience is quicker, it's thinner, because what the fuck, I'm out here to make sure you straight. You know what I'm saying? So
I do all this for you, and you make it.
And
seem
you out
like,
here wild. You know what I'm saying?
but you don't know as a kid.
Right. You don't know, and you don't
you
even
have
you
no
don't you
idea.
don't know, and you don't care.
Right.
You know what
You
I'm saying?
More than anything, you don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm saying.
The
So
peer pressure is bigger than what the parents.
because that's where I live at. If you think about it, like when I go out these doors in your house is important, but you gonna fuss about everything I do, regardless of right or
It
wrong.
don't matter. Yeah.
But when I go out in these streets, I gotta figure out my own path.
Hell yeah.
I gotta find my respect. I gotta find out who I am. I gotta find out everything, and that matters what people think about you. It's, even to this day, why people running around here buying Gucci and Fendi and all of this stuff, and they ain't buying Rude Intellect. Shout out to Rude Intellect.
Shout out to Rude Intellect.
Right.
But no, but for real, you know, they doing all this stuff because they care about what people think about them, because that's how we was raised.
Right.
That's real.
We was raised on that.
Yeah.
So it's just different. It would have broke my heart if something I did would have affected my parents. That would have broke my heart. Even though it would have already happened out in the moment, I didn't know they was going. You know, because you really don't know.
But when the embarrassment you put on your parents, and then you know you ain't been raised like that. That's
thing.
You know what I'm saying.
That's
I had to pull my son collar a week ago. Now I'm in the hospital, still putting out discipline. You know what I'm saying. Like, he 23 and he's still trying to figure shit out. But I'm still over his shoulder. Like, yo, you owe me better than that.
You was 20. Yo, you
But I
was
was
in the
20.
hospital angry too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know
So
what
he
I'm
caught
saying?
some of that because you couldn't move around like you
Right, because
wanted
I could, and that was good that I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? That was good that I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? But we talked about it, and he understood where I was coming from.
Yeah.
And so I told him, it's up to you the decision you make, but understand that the disappointment your decision has cost me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we left it like that.
Ralph's a dad for real in real life. Y'all don't know, man. Ralph is a dad for real. Like, I be looking at my nieces and nephews like, hey man, cut off some slack. Nah, F that.
No, yeah.
I gotta live here.
My kids made me who I am today, so I gotta uphold what they made me. Because I had to calm my shit all the way
Big
down.
respect on that.
I had to calm my shit all the way down when I decided I was gonna be their parent. So I'm talking about illegal. Anyway, man, let's move on, man. It was a lot of shit going on before I decided I was gonna be their parent, man.
Yeah. I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I know me growing up, my dad, he used to, I ain't gonna say beat, but he handled his business.
Yo, Frank, I done seen Frank in action, so I mean.
He handled his business. Growing up, me and my dad weren't friends. Growing up,
Absolutely.
Shout out to Frank.
Yeah, Mr. Frank. Shout out to Mr. Frank, man.
But that's my dude today. I love him. He's
You
my
understand
hero.
what it was? Yeah.
Yo,
exactly.
Shine on a grown man I ever hear call his father daddy. He don't be like dad, pops. Shine be like daddy.
Daddy. Yeah. Hey, daddy. Yeah. But I remember I had one situation, and I thought he was going to take my head clean off. But all he did was he hugged me, and he said, I'm disappointed in you.
That's enough.
That was the
worst thing ever.
Felt in my life. To this day, that was the worst that I felt, because I was at the age to where I could understand that this dude has done everything he needed to do to get me where I need to be.
Yeah.
And I'm out here in my own little world feeling like I'm grown and this and that. And he was just like, I'm disappointed in you.
Right, because he know what he put into you.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was bigger than any whooping I ever had and any...
Yeah, the whoopings fade, but them words last forever.
Man. Yeah. So,
yeah, man.
That's a big thing, man. So, talking about Father's Day. Father's Day is tomorrow.
It is.
Tomorrow should be like the biggest barbecue in life.
Juneteenth, Father's Day.
Juneteenth and Father's Day on the same day.
Sound like a lot of work, man.
A lot of work.
Everybody should be celebrating. Everybody.
I'm conflicted on what. Not really. I'm gonna go hang with my dad. So Juneteenth would be, if I make it next year.
Be on Monday. Be on Monday next year.
Okay, I'll be off. And we're gonna make it happen. But Father's Day, it's funny. One of my homeboys, he does a lot for his kids. He posts a lot on Facebook. Funny guy, Shout out Russ Bell, man. He was like, man, I'm feeling some kind of way because fathers don't get the same love that the mothers do. And I was like, I can kind of feel his pain, you know, just to see the stuff that he's done for his kids. Why do you think that's kind of like almost a double standard for Mother's Day and Father's Day?
To me, society has made fathers kind of not a big deal, if I can use that. A lot of households, you know, mama do everything. You know what I'm saying? Fathers you can go out and make all the money, but like we talk about sometime, and like we was talking about who runs the household.
Right.
So a lot of situations, you know, the breadwinner doesn't always get the appreciation as the person that distributes the bread. In some cases, I think in the black community, fathers have been just a lot of cases absent. You know what I'm saying? Even the fathers that in the household, they really don't. They us as men don't look to be praised for handling our business. First of all, let me say that. Responsible men,
Shots, claps.
you know what I'm saying, don't look to be praised for handling our business because we men.
So what you're supposed to do.
You know, matter of fact, we real men. I'm gonna say that, you know, I can't fucking stand that shit. But all right, so
not today, not for this one.
Yeah, so we don't look to be patted on the back for doing
What you're supposed
what
to
we
do.
signed up to do. Versus society just don't. I ain't gonna say they don't care, but it's just mothers. Everybody loves their mother, regardless.
Right.
Everybody don't love their daddy, and that's just how it is. In my eyes, that's, you know, I appreciate every man that helped me get to today. You know what I'm saying? He might not have been my father, you know what I'm saying, or my stepfather, but if he gave me a bit of game, I appreciate for that, man. Because you know that's one thing that's lacking now, that we don't talk to the youth. But that's another show. But that's just how I feel about that situation.
Yeah. What you got for it?
I really want to say that there's no love like a mother's love, and be like, that's it. That's the statement. You know what I'm saying? But that wouldn't be fair to both sides of the coin. Fathers have been devalued for years, especially in our community. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be because of the system or because we've been absent or for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? And then also, like, to piggyback off of Ralph, you don't necessarily look for credit for stuff that you signed up to do. Right. You know, and to be honest with you, because I don't want mothers to hear that wrong, because mothers understand their assignment as well. But mothers are really the backbone of everything in the household. You know what I'm saying? Men buy houses, mothers make them homes. You know, women make them homes.
Definitely.
No disrespect to, you know, other situations, but that part of it is why they are so valued. You know, mom is always the person. It's that comfort and that love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People don't always respect that confidence that their father give them until they need it in life years later.
Later, when you're a grown up, that's when you appreciate
That's
your
what your
father.
dad. Yeah, like the stuff that my pops did for me in the time. Like, my pops wasn't my friend until I was probably 18, 19 years old. You know, maybe 16. I remember the last confrontation me and my pops said was, he said, I had got kind of big and I was, you know, I was bigger than my pops. And not saying that I could beat him, but I was bigger than him. He said, I'm not even getting ready to get my butt dirty with you. I'm gonna call the people, tell them to get you out of here, and then you go figure out the rest of your life. And those words stick with me to like this day. Right. To where it's like we was talking about the sayings and stuff. And sometimes I get upset at myself because my father's been gone now since 2005, so it's 17 years that I even made him have to say that to me. Right. But it was a necessary part of him bringing me up to let you know, it's like, whether you beating me is not the end game. Right. You know what I'm saying? You being better than me is what I'm trying to show you. Right. And after that, like we was cool. Like that was the first time I really, like I'm talking about the next day. I wasn't mad about it. I just was like, he right, I don't got nowhere to go. And I still got stuff I need to learn.
Right.
So from that point until the day he passed, like we was cool. Whatever he said. I didn't always agree with everything, but sometimes I got myself up and just, he said, don't do it. It's a reason behind it. Unquestioned. But before that, you know, you be questioning, he just, he's on nerves.
Right.
Keep your hands off me.
You know how I feel about mothers and fathers. Your mother teach you how to love.
Absolutely.
Your father teach you how to survive outside the house.
You quoted Fonte earlier. I'm gonna quote him again. He said, "A woman's life is love. A man's love is life."
And that's real. That's real.
Shout out to little brother, man.
Yeah.
Shout out.
My dad, like I said, y'all met him. It's funny to see at his age now. I think he's like in his golden age.
Oh, he chilling.
Yeah, he chilling. So everywhere he go, people
Gravitate
love
to
to,
him.
yeah, they gravitate to. They love to hang out with him, you know. And he just having a good time. And I know when I see him with his grandkids, and he don't discipline them the way he disciplined us.
You're not supposed
That ain't
to.
his job.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that
that's
ain't
what
his
I was
job.
like, damn, what you doing? They got all the lights on. He was like, man,
Yeah, my
I was
kids.
like, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
And he was like, man, when y'all was coming up, I was having to work and sacrifice and do this and do. I had to cut corners. I had to get 2-3 jobs.
Yeah.
He said, I'm good now. Let them do what they want to do. That's that's your brother and your sister job to
Right.
raise them.
Yeah.
That ain't my job.
ain't
So when
doing
they
that.
come over here, I'm gonna give them everything they want
Yeah, send them home.
and let them deal with
Right,
it.
send
You
them
know,
home.
so it took for me to be like, okay, I ain't never look at it like that.
Because you ain't got no kids.
I ain't got no kids. You're right. But growing up, like you said, I didn't get close to my dad until I was probably about 19, 20, you know, when I first moved out. And he would always tell me stuff ahead of time. And I always thought I was slick because, like I said, I was a middle child. I used to get away with a lot.
Right.
So when I got out in the real world by myself, my dad would say, well, Sean, do this, do that, do that. All right, whatever. At the time, I'm cutting every corner I can.
Right.
Come down to it, dang, something happened. Why you ain't pay your insurance? Get a ticket. Here come the record truck.
You already,
I should listen to my dad, thinking I'm cutting corners. You know what I'm saying? So it always came back to where what he told me prior came to fruition.
right.
And I had to learn, and I did quickly. And I was like, okay, this man been here way longer than I have.
Right.
Let me just listen to this guy. And that's where I bind. Yeah, that's what it was. Because
Right.
growing up, he was a straight disciplinary.
Yeah.
You know,
Mine too.
He should be that
Straight
way.
disciplinary.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, but he took care of everything. We didn't have no
Right.
needs or wants or whatever. So, but he was a disciplinary. We were scared of him, literally. So I kind of just segue to that to say Happy Father's Day.
Absolutely.
For all the fathers out there, not even if you got kids, but if you've touched anybody in their life as a man that's under you, you know, and you've able to influence anybody in any kind of way, man. Happy Father's Day to you. And the ones that's doing it, I also want to big up at this time. I want to big up my brother, Cedric. I want to big up my brother, not blood related, Afro-Rican Crespo, man. And I just want to talk about him for a second, man. He gave up a lot for his family. He was the type that once his family came in place, he jumped right in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all knew he was a major part of this show, and he's still here. But he decided to say that I need to spend time with my family.
He did what he needed to do.
He did what he needed to do, and I respect that. And I like to celebrate things like that because a lot of time people don't get celebrated for doing what they need to do for their family.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So big up to them, man, to Orlando, Crespo, Afro-Rican, my brother, Ralph, Flex, just for being that solid male role model to anybody that looks up to us. We at work, we called OGs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Them ain't my kids, but they come to us for all kind of advice, and it's just us just talking and being who we are.
That's
but for
it.
them, sometimes that stuff stick for them for years. We was just looking at pictures of somebody we helped get his wardrobe up, and now he on his own shine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Big shine.
Big shine. All right, Big Shaq, we see you.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
Big
saying?
shine.
So, man, I just want to say Happy Father's Day. And Russ, man, don't worry about it. keep doing what you do, man. Society, like they were saying, I'm gonna piggyback them. Society just doesn't push fathers in that sense, and I think because we don't need it. Because most of the time, when you ask fathers what they want for Father's Day, just give me a day to myself.
Left alone.
Leave me alone. Let me just sit by myself.
Let me.
That's what they want.
Let me do what I need.
They
what
don't
want
want to go out for dinner. They don't want no gifts and nothing. Just leave me alone. Let me do what I want to do. You know. So, happy Father's Day, man. We love you.
Father's Day, dog.
Word up.
Let's tackle Juneteenth before we get out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
And my question.
What is that?
My question to y'all. You talking about 1865?
1865.
You know what I'm saying? That when Texas found out they wasn't slaves no more. You talking about that?
2 years after.
2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
2 years after.
Let me ask you a question. Do black people really care?
Yes, black people do really care. But I don't think it's necessarily the majority. Some of us are. I'm glad you brought this up because I'm definitely about to go there.
We should let him go.
I'm definitely about to go there. I know I'm definitely about to go.
Let's go.
Like, black people are so into everybody else's culture, but that we don't necessarily respect our own. When I first came to Juneteenth is big in Atlanta. I mean, in Buffalo, and so it was something that we did every year. So it was something that I already had knowledge of coming here. We've said this before, so I don't want to beat that in the head.
Right.
No, keep beating it.
What I want to beat in the head is to
Pause. Go ahead.
Super pause. What I do want to beat in the head, though, is to the people that have known me and have befriended me and have formed brotherhoods with me over the years that still have not
embraced
Juneteenth. And what I would like to say, what I would like to ask you, is why? Why is it that we can go out and drink green beer on St. Patrick's Day, and we
Tequila?
Cinco de Mayo, we can go out and we can Cinco de Mayo. Is it just a situation where we just don't appreciate celebrating blackness? Or is it just because we can go out and drink? Because we can drink on Juneteenth, but why can't we celebrate ourselves the same way that we celebrate everybody else? That's a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem for me if don't accept your own blackness. And I'm not just saying in Juneteenth. Every day. Every day. Why is it that I have a coworker of mine, he's a good guy, man. He's really a good guy at heart. Why do I have to ask you about attending black events sometime during the year? Why does every event you go to have to be a white event? Like, these things bother me. It's just about questions. Just sit around and be like, why? You ain't gonna do nothing black? And my question to you really is, if you hate yourself, why? Let's get to the root of that. Right. You know, I'm root cause analysis. I want to know why we're here. I just want to know why, man. We should not be hating ourselves in 2022.
Ignorant.
Black people, this whole assimilation thing into white culture.
Yes.
I mean, come on, man. You can still be black in white culture.
It's gone too
People
far.
are doing it.
It's gone too far now.
But I'm going to ask you, Ralph, how do you handle people that you are close with that don't relate to their own blackness? Or they're not connected? How do you handle that?
Well, me now?
More than.
No, I'm because then it was all lights, cameras, action. I'm handling it in the wrong way at that point because I'm checking you at that point back then. But now I'll ask you in an intelligent way, what did you do that day? And then I'm gonna say something after that. You know what I'm saying? Because I need to know why you put that to the side for whatever it is you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You could be anywhere in the world and still celebrate your blackness. You know what I'm saying? You want to take a trip out of town? Go out of town. I don't care. Make sure on that day, though, you celebrate. You post everything else. And I'm talking about a lot of my friends. You know what I'm saying? You post every day. I know some people post every day. But I don't never see posts about us as a people. And I ain't saying, that ain't your thing and get your thing. Everybody's not connected or absorbed in black people like me, you, Sean, whatever. But you're very connected to everybody else shit, and that's concerning for me. Are you embarrassed to being black? Are you hate being, black? You hate your history? Like, I want to know why. But I can only hope one day that you get it, because I had to get it one day, and you figure that out. But do I look at you the same? I try not to judge people, but that day I'm very judgy. I'm very judgy that day. You know what I'm saying? I'm very, especially if you living in Atlanta today. It's so much stuff going on.
It is.
About Juneteenth. I'm so upset that I'm not healthy enough to get out there and join my people.
Right.
But it's so much stuff going on in this city alone that nobody can say they couldn't find nothing to do.
Every county pretty much has something going.
You can say it's hot than the motherfucker outside.
It
I
is
get it.
definitely
It's
that.
hot
Some
as
of the
hell
stuff
out
is
there.
canceled
Some of the
because
stuff
of
got
that.
canceled. But I watched the video today. Shout out to my girl Tara Miller, and she live in Palmetto, and they had a whole
Play like a
you see that? Like a whole play about 1865 that I sat there and watched that. You know what I'm saying? But understand, people, you're very important to me. You're very important to this world. Make sure you understand that for yourself and celebrate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear this shit about Father's Day didn't get, we ain't celebrating it because it's on the same day. Celebrate it all. Celebrate it all. So that's not an excuse, because I seen some of y'all take off the next day for work because of Cinco de Mayo. And I'm even saying this to my non-black friends. Why you ain't celebrating Juneteenth?
If we're
Why
supposed
not?
to be celebrating
Why you ain't telling your black friends happy holidays to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody around me, man. Look, hey, we keep it 100 all the way around.
Sure.
That's just what it is. People say, Ralph, you ain't really got no white friends. I don't. For reasons that, you know, they don't like how I am today. That's cool. I'm okay with it. I ain't went nowhere.
Right.
But things change over the time. I've been this person forever. You ask my boy 12. Shout out to 12. They just wasn't listening. But now I'm older. They listening now, and they just don't like the words. But I'm cool with all that. I don't hate anybody.
Right.
But who I love is my people, and that's who I ride with. You know what I'm saying? But I just need black people in general, man. Just, if you got kids, man, show them while they're young so they can do it when they get older. Don't learn it with them. If you got to, you got to. But show it while they're young, man. Show them how to change tires. Show them how to change locks on the house. Like, one thing about my homeboy Hashim Joyner, man, his kids will definitely be Renaissance men as they get older, because he only got boys, because he does it all. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing that you look at him and you be like, he a pretty boy. He don't do nothing. Shit.
Shout out to Sheen.
Hashim get busy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and his sons is right there with him. His little son, I think he like 2. Sheen putting something together. He put his whole deck together, bro. Him in his backyard. His son was out there faking like he was laying concrete and all this shit. But he's showing them young, man. Like, a lot of us didn't have that growing up. Right. Fathers wasn't there. Fathers wasn't handy.
Fathers was working.
Yeah, that father was working.
Some of us, that father, my
was
father was working.
Yeah, you know, he didn't have, you know. So if anybody, man, if you got a little kid in the neighborhood, man, just ask him if you want to learn. I wish I was handy like that, man.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying? Where I can get out there and get to it.
Right.
And he's willing to show me. I ain't gonna lie, I'm lazy and motherfucker to get out there and do it. But he's offered me to show me things, you know, and I done helped him do shit. You know what I'm saying? That I didn't have, you know, growing up in the city, man, a lot of that shit, we ain't even, I ain't got no grass in front of my house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So cutting grass and all that shit, I admit it. I'll pay somebody. That ain't my thing.
Yeah, that was our
But
thing
I'm not lesser than a man because I don't have that skill. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people, especially women with their wish list of men, is you can't lessen a man or a man lessen a woman because they don't have a skill. You can also help them try to get that skill if they're that important to you. Right. But that don't mean they lesser than a person, because there's got to be something they know how to do that you don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to get up off that shit and go on. But I know I'm rambling. I'm going on to something else, but that's just what it is with me.
Okay. I want to go back a little bit when you say you don't understand, or what is it about your blackness you don't like? I think the issue starts with where you have people that don't take a certain effort and interest in themselves. Man, because
that's real.
When you look at what was taught to us at school, if that's where you stop, you're a dummy. If that's where you stop, you're a dummy. Mm-hmm. Because they're not giving you nowhere near what it is to be black, right? So it takes an effort for you to learn about who you are, especially here in America, where they have tried their best to eradicate our history. and sum it down to Martin Luther King, slavery, and
Peanut butter and stoplights.
Yes, and George Washington Carver. They try to minimize it down to that. That's why they work so hard to keep critical race theory out of the school systems and things of this nature. So if you don't have the effort to want to learn about yourself, you're not going to do it. Right. So when it comes down to saying, oh, let's celebrate Juneteenth, and it's all of a sudden, because like I said, for us, it's new. Right. This is the first year.
Yo, it's major.
There is so many, and I love it.
Major.
I love it.
Shout out to Atlanta for that.
Yes, indeed. I love it.
Everywhere.
And whatever it took, even if it was because it became a national holiday when he signed it in, I don't care, because it's about our history. So this should be an opportunity, if you weren't one of those people that take the effort to learn about yourself, to read about yourself and all of these things, this is the time now where you can go and you can find out about it and learn. And now let's celebrate it like you do everything else that you'd have no idea or no connection to.
Right.
And let's do it for your own self.
Absolutely.
That's where I'm at with it. So
just to give you a little thing, like, how crazy is it that America finally makes Juneteenth a federal holiday, but they don't want to teach it in schools?
But they don't teach it in schools.
No, CRT.
CRT.
No CRT.
Right.
It's a federal holiday, but you don't want to teach the kids why. Like, how amazing! Like, to try to be able to, like, America is crazy when it comes to the programming in our schools, dog. Like, this is ridiculous. But this is why we run into the situations like we run into, to where we have people in our circles and our friends and family who aren't connected to their own blackness, but will go out and celebrate the hell out of St. Patrick's Day and Cinco de Mayo,
Valentine's Day.
You know what I mean? Like people don't. That bothers me. And like you were saying, it's okay for certain I don't how do I say this right? It's okay for certain people to come up to us and say, "What up, my nigga?" But they ain't saying shit about Juneteenth.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah. Sir, you know what I'm saying?
So you're gonna take some of the blackness and not
all our rhythm,
of it.
None of our blues.
Oof. That was heavy right there.
Let's get out of here right there. Let's get out of here right there. Shit, let's get out of here right
we went long
there.
Today too, didn't we?
That's all right.
That was
good to be back.
Sometimes it take a long time to eat.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's best to take your time.
Yeah.
Best to take your time.
I just wanted, like I said, one more time, I want to tell everybody I appreciate the patience they had with the show when I went through what I went through. I told Sean if I had a good week, we was going to do this, because there's a lot going on out here, and I didn't want to miss our opportunity to put our voice to it. So I appreciate everybody's patience. I guess I can say we back.
Yeah, we ain't went nowhere. We just took a little time off, make sure our people right. You know, you hit me that day talking about, man, you was finna have a one-man show. I said, man, don't do that.
Man, shit, that shit real. I ain't lying. But you know what I'm saying? Flex, nobody understand our friendship. And my family thanks you, bro.
Nah, we all
everything
family.
You done did.
Yeah,
and my illness, bro, and I love you for it, bro.
Yeah, man. So
and my family does too.
Big facts.
I told him I would definitely get that message to you. Me and you, man. Hey, I waited to see you till I was a little better. For sure, you know, Flex seen me in a way that, you know, it was different. You know, but I had to, you know, get myself together. Everybody take care of yourself out here, please.
Get that living wheel.
Yeah, definitely start them living wheels. That's the worst thing. Talking death into your life like that is different, but everybody needs to do it, because you never know when it's over. This the 18th, man. One love.
It's your boy Khaled Pop.
The God Flex.
Hey, y'all be safe out there. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week.
Bless up.